After 7 years of bouncing around on the Delta Quadrant, Star Trek Voyager comes to an end.
And no doubt you just watched the 2-hour series finale here on Home Team 43. And while Voyager is over for those involved, it was hard to say goodbye.
I did what you asked. Now tell me what the hell is going on. I've come to bring Voyager home.
Actress Kate Mulgrew, who's been at the helm of Voyager for 7 seasons as Captain Catherine Janeway, says it was time for the series to end. For the actors who starred in one of the UPN network's top-rated shows, Voyager's finale is bittersweet.
An exceptional group of actors who were brought together under no little duress and who truly have developed such genuine fondness for one another. Our strength has always been our solidarity, and it is that I will miss.
Mulgrew says she'll also miss her character, a role that isn't easy to walk away from.
Janeway was not an easy or particularly natural fit, and I've had to create her pretty singularly out of a foreign clay for me, which is, I think, for an actress of my stripe, the best of all possible creative challenges.
Like other Star Trek series before it, Voyager had a huge and faithful following. Even as Voyager ends, producer Rick Berman is busy working on his 5th Star Trek series.
So there's a wonderful sense of closure that you get when doing a Star Trek series, when you have the great luck of being able to produce 170, 180 episodes, however many it comes out to be, as opposed to a lot of television series where, you know, halfway through the 2nd season you get a little note in the mail or a phone call that everybody should pack up and go home.
Well, now everyone on Voyager is at home. The new Star Trek series Enterprise premieres this fall right here on Home Team 43. Now it stars Scott Bakula, who plays a captain who likes to break the rules. Now the show is set 100 years before the original Star Trek series with Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock.
7 of 9 will be staring back at Jerry Ryan every time she goes to the refrigerator. That's right, Ryan got the makeup department to turn one of her eyepieces into a refrigerator magnet. According to Ryan, she's going to miss everything about the show, from her co-stars to appearing at Star Trek conventions. And you know, one of those conventions will take place this weekend right here in Cleveland. And you can win tickets to the convention by logging on to our website, hometeam43.com. All you have to do is check out the contest section. But you better enter quickly. The contest deadline is tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.
But they're going to have a lot of people there.
I bet they will. As your watches, the series finale of Star Trek Voyager is less than 168 hours away. How did I know that? But if you can't wait that long, here's some exclusive behind-the-scenes footage of next week's show.
Mark. Doctor, you've written a very imaginative story.
Good. All right, here we go. Continuing.
It's very scary. Unfortunately, we can't tell you what the cast is rehearsing or what changes the writers are making to the scripts. The details of next week's episode are top secret. You're going to have to watch and find out. But what we can tell you is this: the actors are going to miss going over their lines and being around each other. Most of all, they're going to miss their characters.
I love that she's still not perfect and that she still makes mistakes and that she has growth still ahead of her. I think that perfect people are boring, actually, and not a lot of fun to play.
The Doctor is the only character who really has no home because he's a computer program, and going back to Earth does not have the emotional significance as it does for the other crew members.
Star Trek Voyager premiered more than 6 years ago in January of 1995. It's hard to believe it's been on that long. And you know what? Here in Northeast Ohio, Voyager fans are making their own plans to mark the end of the popular sci-fi show.
And for them, it's the end of another chapter in the Star Trek saga, but also the beginning of a new frontier.
On this wall,
Just one look around Craig Berg's apartment, and there's no doubt he's a huge Trekker.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
For 25 years, he's watched every Star Trek series, and Voyager is no exception.
never missed an episode. I've also had the opportunity to meet all but one of the cast over the course of these 7 years.
Captain, a Klingon vessel is coming through.
Berg says Voyager was a groundbreaking Star Trek series in many ways, but mainly because for the first time, a woman, Captain Catherine Janeway, was in charge. Trekker Valerie Hogler feels the same way and is sad to see Voyager go.
It's the end of an era, in a way, and you never know if they're going to have another one that's going to be just as good as the previous one.
These fans are excited about a new Star Trek series, Enterprise, set to premiere this fall. But until it does, they'll be reminiscing about Star Trek past and future, looking for new memorabilia to add to their collections, but ultimately celebrating a show that in many ways, they say, has changed their lives.
What it shows is that a diverse group of individuals can be brought together and can work together and be complimented for what they are as opposed to diminished for what they may not be.
Now, Craig and Valerie are planning a huge party to celebrate the series finale of Voyager next Wednesday night, and we have a great opportunity for Voyager fans. Next week, we'll be interviewing Kate Mulgrew. Now, if you have any questions for her, you can send them to us on our website, hometeam43.com, in the What's On section.
A Voyager fan gave Robert Picardo a rather unusual gift, a tombstone. Picardo, who plays the Doctor, says he has the tombstone in his garden. Picardo says he doesn't look at his tombstone as a career epitaph or anything like that. He says he thinks of it as a nice gesture from a guy who carved marble really well. And while Voyager fans and stars are talking about the end of their series, the next Star Trek captain is getting ready to lead his crew. This week, Paramount announced that award-winning actor Scott Bakula will play Captain Jonathan Archer in the new series Enterprise. Producers describe this new captain as a bit of a renegade who's not afraid to question orders or even disobey them. Sounds like my kids. Bakula is best known for his 5-year stint on the series Quantum Leap. And don't forget, Star Trek fans, that you can see the series finale of Voyager next week right here on Home Team 43 at 8 o'clock.
And I've been told that Enterprise is set 100 years before the original Star Trek.
See,
Makes sense?
you have all the
I learned a
inside
lot.
information. See, that's not fair. Well, it sounds like something out of science fiction.